And we need to create our own faction, which we are going to do with Colombia and release them as a puppet. Create a faction with them. This is going to be called Achievement Unlocked. Hey, I'm FeedBackGaming, and it's more Hearts of Iron 4. Now, I used to hate achievements, but I guess you guys like them, so that's what we're going to do from now on. Another Mexican achievement. Did I tell you most of my videos I rehearsed them? Well, not today. Iron Man on. Historical AI focuses off. Let's do this. What achievement, you ask? We are going to do, as Mexico, host a government in exile. What does this mean? That means we have to go democratic, and that means we need to have someone below us in our faction. And then that nation that's below us has to get capitulated, and they become a government in exile. That's the plan. And I'm going to do something I've never done before, and I'm going to support General Cedillo. So we're going to go down the national focus and reach that point now. National Bank first. So we have to be democratic, we have to lead a faction, and we have to be a major in that faction. Actually, now I think about it, we don't have to lead the faction, but we need to be a major anyway. And the easiest way to become a major power is to get 50 factories. We only have 13 at the moment, so we need to build some cities. Here and here. Research-wise, we'll just work on our industry to begin with. We delete all of our divisions aside from one. The biggest one we have is the infantry. So we kill off all the others and exercise you. Production at the start of the game is pretty good. We'll stick with this. We're also going to make a few destroyers as well. Also, something else you can do at the start of the game is make a Pride of the Fleet. This will give us an extra 5% war support. After National Bank, we're going to go liberalize the bank sector. If you're not familiar with Mexico, there's three possibilities of civil wars that you could have. First of all is the rebellion. Second is the Catholic state trying to take over. And next is the atheist state trying to take over. The easiest way to avoid the Catholic and atheist state wars is just to keep a balance between the power between the church. And here we get an option now to get even more church power or less. In this case, we're going to go for slightly more church power just to avoid an atheist state, which is all the way towards, well, in this case, a churchless society. Next up is to end land reform. Privatization, dispersed industry, Cedillo's private armies. Also, we have the option to get a little bit more war support. There is a reason we'll do this. So this gives an extra 5% war support, and incite tensions gives an extra % of war support. We're going to do both of these, which will give us 25% war support, so we'll be able to go for partial mobilization a little bit earlier than normal. We'll also exercise our planes as well. And then finally support General Cedillo. He becomes a field marshal, and we also get a chief of army attack expert. Partial mob. Let's go also for the financial expert, minus 5% consumer goods. Here he is. He's reckless, trickster, 4 attack, 2 defense. Let's go. Trotsky has arrived. We'll go for him. Extra 12% division organization is pretty sweet. Going democratic as Mexico is really tricky. There's focuses all over the focus tree. To switch to a little bit more democracy. Siding with the UK and USA gives you a bit of support. Institutional Revolution does too, and so does Knights of Columbus. So let's work down that path now. Next up is to exile Calais. Calais? Comment below. Tell me if I'm saying that right. And then we're going to control the army. Oh, we're making this division bigger and bigger. I wonder why I'm doing this. Might want to check out one of my other videos. Why do I do this? Next up, we've got anti-disestablishmentarianism. Social reformer. Not only does it give us democracy, but 15% stability. Rewrite the Constitution of 1917. Machine tools, and also working on electronics. Knights of Columbus. At this point, we have to be very careful, because powerful church leads on to Catholic Church, which could fire a civil war event. Right now, we're about to finish Knights of Columbus. Boom, and we are currently a powerful church. Next step is Catholic Church, so we can't allow that to happen, so we have to step down to assertive church. We could do with an extra research slot, so I think we'll go for church schools. And we're also going to go for superior firepower. It's trivia time. In the Second World War, there was a squadron of Mexican pilots that joined the American Air Force. They were referred to as what? In World War II, there was a bunch of Mexican pilots who joined the United States Air Force. They were referred to as what? If you know, comment below. Alright, that division's complete for XP, and we'll also go for another division that's going to give a nice bite to it. Right, now we need to go down the oil path to get down to the bottom of the focus tree. We have to go for strike breaking. Huh. Okay, this is not what I expected. So, if I don't flip to democratic immediately, I get a civil war. I think this is core game mechanics too, because I don't think this is built into the Mexican focus tree. Oh well. Seeing as this is a normal civil war built into the core Hoi 4 mechanics, I can cheese this civil war. What we'll do is individually spawn divisions and just gobble up all the victory points. I'm probably making a few more divisions. Yeah, they pumped a few more out. Slightly annoying. And go there. I think that's it. 93%. Boom. Alright, we need to wait for 40% democracy. And there we are. And then we go for institutional revolution. So we're going to go back to democratic, even though we've just defeated them in a civil war. Yep, that just happened. I'm going to go back to exercising our one dude. Yay! Meanwhile, in Europe, Germany's declared war on Austria and Hungary and eaten them. I've just had a thought. We can go for cavalry genius. So wouldn't it be wise to convert this division into an artillery cavalry division? Yep, this is going to be our new division. This will be our bread and butter. Gone for artillery designer because artillery is super strong due to all the soft attack. That's how you break those infantry stacks. And now we're going to go for nationalize the oil fields. So what I'm doing now is pumping out every 50 air wing size of close air support and exercise them so I can get them to level 3 and getting all the bonuses. Right, next up we're going to go for oppose the Yanoi imperialism. Yes, the communist path. Even though we've gone democratic. That's why I love this focus tree. It's so wonky. I love it. International proletarianism. And I'm democratic, by the way. Slight detour down the focus tree. I'm going to go for this one for the extra steel and the civilian factories. Going to hop on to that industrial concern, and we're going to drop on to free trade as well. We're now in the common turn, even though we're democratic. Okay, let's start working on our guns. We get a little boost because we're in a faction with the Soviet Union. Interior defense plan. Lots of forts. Seems to be a historical game. China's in a faction with themselves. Mutual assistance of themselves. They're assisting themselves. Don't forget to keep making civilian factories. Build them in areas with the highest infrastructure first. Right, we've got the option now to march southwards, so we need to make our ideal divisions. We can make 10 of them. Alright, drop down the boys. Gonna go here. Got a cavalry expert, which we need to get the extra bonuses. Stop exercising you. You can just sit on the capital. We'll only disband that division if we're desperate for guns, and at the moment we're not, so it don't matter. Guatemala, you are first. We're low org at the moment, so they're not moving. And off they go. And it's always nice to finally kill them on their capital region. That way you can surround every division, and you get bonus XP for that. Damn, we got cavalry expert really quickly. Rip. Czechoslovakia and Guatemala. Rip. Alright, we're going to unify Central America, and we're going to continue to push southwards. Honduras, next. Oh, I forgot to go for cavalry expert as well. Cavalry genius. There we go. Knife through butter. Gonna go for the limited conscription just so I can mobilize a lot earlier than I need to. Now let's do it. Rip. Right, so now I need to make a faction. And the only way you can do that is through focus tree. So you have to go down this area of the focus tree. So first up, we're going to ban political militias. The only part of Europe that looks different is Poland's formed its own faction. Apart from that, this is just another World War II game. Alright, let's go. Next. And next, Costa Rica. Rip. Okay, we also need transport ships. So otherwise, we're not going to be able to get to Panama. We need to take their capital. We need to boost our economy as much as we can. So right now, we'll take a few bits of steel from the Soviets. Is that enough to get the economy going? Yes. Alright, let's plan a naval invasion from here to here. Usually Panama normally has about 1 division, so that's enough. Can't assign a division to this, but as long as I've planned this ahead of time, it should mean that when I get the technology, this will already be planned in advance anyway. Hopefully. Let's go for war propaganda and also go for working conditions. This is a cool focus. Professional army adds extra planning and logistics for every single one of your leaders. So I guess what you could do is, if you wanted to time this really late, just for a tactic where you get lots of awesome stats, you could go for this after when you've already leveled your generals up really high and you can have some awesome stats on them. Food for thought. Meanwhile, in China, the Chinese United Front is now called the Mutual Assistance Bloc. Oh, and the Guanxi clique has taken over China. Okay. Meanwhile, in Europe, the proxy war has gone on until April 1940, and Poland is intact. I also want to produce a little bit of AA as well, just for support, so we'll go for 2 of those. Yep, it worked. I've just got transport ship, and the planning has already been done. What we'll do now is get our navy, put them on naval invasion support, and go, go, go. Rip. Alright, naval invasion in the north. Want to divide them as much as we can. And you in the south. Stack you all up. Go here. Right, election time. We either go for the gentleman president, stability, or we go for the revolutionary general, which makes a lot of stuff cheaper. I think I'm going to go for the stability guy. Okay, we've got the option now to support the left or the right. The left is on the right and the right is on the left. Make it really confusing. We're going to go with the left because they gave extra war support and stability. And if I get close to an atheist church, I get extra factory output, so we'll do that. So we have the option now to transfer lands to the church, which gives them more power, or nationalize church lands, which makes them weaker. We are going to make them weaker. So, one thing I didn't talk about is if your stability is really high, above 60%, you don't get a civil war if you're an atheist or a Catholic church. So as it stands right this very moment, we're doing pretty damn good on stability. But be aware that when you declare war, you lose about 20-30% stability, so that's something to keep in mind. Did I tell you guys to build more civvies? Yeah, you need lots of civvies. Remember, you need civilian factories to propel your economy. And the reason why you need that is because it makes you a major power. The more civvies, the better. One thing that just dawned on me too is I've completely forgotten about El Salvador. So we'll drop off these extra divisions here. And we'll storm the El Salvadorians. There we go. Weak church, 10% extra factory output. That stacks also with strike breaking, so extra 20% output. And if we finally go for atheist church, I believe that gives us an extra 20%. Alright, we declare. They're going to attack us. No. They're going to shuffle. No, they're not going to do anything. Okay, fair enough. Let's just attack them. Rip. We do a little bit more steel again. Probably from all the military factories we've got from El Salvador, that. We also have the option to add on AA, which we will do that. And we're behind on AA now by 281 pieces, which is 261 days. In that case, we'll just shuffle the production a little bit. 68 days, there you go. Alright, we can push into Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela. Let's do that. 20% on top of the extra 10%. Insane. Bringing it back to the achievement now. We have the ability to go for real politic. It allows us to create factions. We need that to get people underneath us. So then they can be capitulated, so therefore we can have governments in exiles. Yes. Okay, I'm going to pump out a few fighters as well. Not that many. Just 2 will do. And that'll give us just a tiny little bit of air superiority, which will help break in these difficult terrains such as jungles and mountains. Alright, they have about 30 to 50 divisions. This is actually going to be a tough one to break. We have to be pretty quick to break them. Let's see if we can land here, and then maybe try and encircle this. It's going to be tricky because these 2 mountain terrains are going to be very hard to get to. I think we need to get a little bit more sea control here and here. But I think we need to launch everyone at the same time. Remember, we're democratic. The United Mexican States right now declaring on the South Americas. Remember that. Don't forget that. Let that glue into your mind. Let you remember that. And we land. Interesting, there's a division that's broke. That's actually really annoying because one division that breaks means there's potentially we could have issues. We've landed here. Oh, there's so many divisions. Alright, so you guys can push southwards. You guys push south too. Like we're going to lose these divisions here. That's okay. It was worth the attempt just to try and see if we can break into the south. And it looks like we're making some gains. Alright, this is the plan. So we're going to try and swoosh around and see if we can engage this stacks here. I don't think we can. There's just too many divisions. But once again, I'm going to give it a try. I can get a tiny bit of shore bombardment, so I'll move my fleet just here. 1.6%. 0.8% shore bombardment. Nice. Okay, so you're probably wondering right now is we're in the commentary. Why don't I bring the Soviet Union in? This will definitely mean that the Allies will join this war, so I can't do that. Alright, we've joined the two front lines up now, so we merged all of them onto the best general. Right, a front line, just let it stabilize for a little bit. Oh, the Soviets have declared on Poland and their faction as well. Having mixed results though, not all green. Poland doesn't survive until 1941, so this is a very meaty Poland. Alright, this is the plan. We're going to make a united push here, right in the mountains. Should be enough firepower to break this. It's not going to be easy, but if we unify all our firepower, it should be enough. So what I would love to be able to do now is push directly on their capital. Will it be enough to capitulate them? I don't know, probably not. But it means they're going to lose a big chunk of their factories. That is their main state. Got about 10 factories all on that one tile. A lot of the divisions holding here have got very low strength, so a lot of these divisions have been broken, beaten, and battered. Probably due to the air support, more than likely. Alright, we're getting a lot of air wings now, so I think I'm going to merge a few of these up. Just for micromanagement's sake. And we're in the position to make an attack, so let's go. Doesn't look like it's in my favor to begin with. But what will happen is the air support will solely bombard them over and over again. This is prediction here is based if there was no actual air support. As you see, it keeps changing every day that goes on. Again. I'm just going to keep plowing to the capital over and over again until I eventually get a break. And at the moment, because they're struggling with the production, eventually they will break. It's a difficult push though, because we have to get over this river here and also into mountains. Not easy. I think this might be it. After the fourth push, we're gaining percentage points. All depends if they reinforce though. And the braking, is this it? There we go. Alright, we're just going to spread out really quickly. I don't even need to. Rip. If I'd known that, you just need to take this city and this city to capitulate Colombia, what I probably would have done is just paradropped on top of them. That probably would have been the easiest thing to do. Alright, the next part of this is a bit depressing because we have to form a faction, so we're going to have to leave the Comintern. Sad face. And we need to create our own faction, which we are going to do with Colombia and release them as a puppet. Create a faction with them. This is going to be called Achievement Unlocked. Did I spell that right? Oh no, paranoia. No longer allowed to trade with the Soviet Union because they don't like us anymore. Oh boy. -40. Traitor. Oh damn. Then what we got to do is we're going to move our army all the way back to Panama. What is going on here? Germans are kind of losing here? And Poland's beating the Soviet Union? What? Anyway, the plan is to get the achievement, guys. Okay, achievement unlock time, okay? So, what we're going to do now is declare war on Ecuador. And we have to make doubly sure that Colombia join the war. Oh, look, and Sweden and the Netherlands would like to send us Hillary. Okay. Oh, there's so many things going on in my head right now. All right, slow down. Whew. All right, I want to go for extensive conscription, but honestly, I don't think it's worthwhile. Okay, alternatively, we can integrate the South. The non-core manpower is 2%, but if it's a core, we get 100%. So So potentially a 98% increase in manpower in all of these states. To do that is integrate the South, which costs a lot of political power. The reason I'm training these divisions, by the way, is to hope I can bait the allies into sending us guns. That's what I want to do. So now, we play the waiting game as Ecuador slowly creeps into Colombia and annexes Colombia. You know what I'm doing here, right? You know what I'm doing here. So, just to let you know the criteria for this, the host nation has to be democratic. I have to lead the faction, which I do. I have my own faction here. Achievement unlocked. Then, a member of that faction, whether being a puppet or not, which I wasn't too sure about, which confirmed it can be a puppet, gets capitulated. And that means then the government in exile goes to Mexico. And the result of that is we get a government in exile as Mexico, which gets us the achievement. Let's add a reconnaissance onto my horses, meaning we're probably behind on support equipment. Oh no, we're actually okay. Alright, okay. Alright, we need them to take the Colombian capital. For some reason, they're very reluctant to do so. I don't know why. Go, Ecuador! Go! Go! There we go. There seems to be a two Colombian divisions, which I'm decided to go here. Run away. So all they need to do now is take the capital. Are they still moving? Yeah, they are. I've never seen an AI so reluctant to move forward. Oh my goodness, just go. Come on, just go. I'm almost certain Ecuador were going to join a faction, but they've not. Alright, probably should turn off the air wings too, because it's reducing their movement speed. Alright, we can integrate the South now, which we're going to do in bulk. So, just to confirm, this makes them cores. Cores does two things. It gives us access to the full 100% of the manpower in each of these states, which is currently 5% for non-core territory. And also it accesses some more building slots as well. This has got to be a joke, right? This has got to be a joke. These divisions aren't even our faction. So, there's no reason they shouldn't move forward. And they're just staying here behind the river and the mountains. Oh my... Okay, now we have core territory in all of this land. So as you can see, there's a lot more building slots have opened up. And we've got access to another 50,000 manpower. Nice. This isn't working, and I don't know why. Why aren't you moving, Ecuador? Ecuador, worst country in the world. Confirmed. Alright, we're going to have to declare on Venezuela, and there's a very, very high chance they'll join the Axis here. Does it matter? The Axis are about to die anyway. Alright, we're declaring war on Venezuela as well. Venezuela has 29 divisions, and they're all here, every single one of them. Ecuador only has 7. They're doing a good job cleaning up, so I think it should be the end of them. Yeah, it is. Yay! Government in exile. Achievement unlocked. There we go. Hallelujah. Okay. Now we can counterattack like a madman. War propaganda against Ecuador. Okay. Ecuador hasn't got any divisions, so I think what I'm just better off doing is just swooping down and just taking their capital. And then the divisions they've got are probably not that very strong, are they? They are just battalions of infantry. Oh my god, we're going to destroy them. Alright, put you guys on aggressive. Go, go, go. Italy has gone communist. Wow. And slow as Slovenia. How has Slovenia even got independent? I don't even know. Oh, and Germany's finally breaking France. Are they still got disjointed government? No, they're going to have to chew through half of the country. Going to be difficult. These divisions are easy to break. Alright, we've got Ecuador. Rip. All we did was sneak to the mountains to the south. They only had a few divisions anyway. Easy. So right now, Venezuela has 29 divisions, and the most of them are here. So all I'm going to do is slide across their coastline and just take them out immediately. Right, we're going to go now is going to push further south, grab Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, and all that jazz. Might as well gobble it all up and become a superpower. And if we're lucky, now I haven't tested this, but if we're lucky, it'd be really cool to restore the old borders of Mexico by pushing to the United States. Now that would be pretty sweet. But USA is very strong. And that is not an understatement. They are very, very strong. Alright, let's get rid of Venezuela. We got some war bonds and some propaganda. worth spending the political power for those. Some of the battles are mixed, but with full air superiority, eventually we break them, so all good. And push for the capital. Rip. We can work the autonomy system a little bit as well, build a few factories inside of Colombia, then we can maybe annex them or integrate them more, whatever, regardless, it's all good. Gonna get rid of some of these divisions I've got in reserve, just so I can get a little bit of excess manpower. And then with that, we can make sure our divisions are at full strength. Nation building Colombia. That's to boost democracy. And we also have this one, public recognition of the government in exile. Exile? They exist. What? Right, the plan is this. We've got our extra divisions that can hold this front in the north. And then our main force will push around the coastline, which is the a little bit of desert, and then a few mountains in the south. As long as we can break through heavy in the desert, we'll be fine. I don't want to fight too hard entrenched troops in the mountains. Huh. Ah. Now, I don't even know how they've even done this. Ah, they've gone for reaffirm the Monroe Doctrine. Oh no! What do we do? Panic time, boys? All I will say, guys, it has been an excellent adventure. And I have cherished every moment I've had with you. I have no clue how we're going to get troops up here in time. Oh no! There goes our navy in one battle. We're struggling to break the Panama Canal here. Never mind hold back the waves in the north. And I am defeated. I have become a puppet of the United States. And they've liberated all of Central America. No! Okay, so little lesson for you guys. When you turn historical off, the game becomes quite random, and it's very hard to predict like so many events happening around the world. Lesson, if you want to learn it from me here, is to keep an eye on what the United States is researching. And the minute they go for reaffirm the Monroe Doctrine, you need to put troops on their border. Oh, damn, what a fail. Oh, that was a cool end though. I got the achievement I wanted, and I kind of tried to reach further than I could. It was just out of my view, and I tried and I failed. But that was cool. Guys, if you enjoyed this, and you want more of this, and you enjoy the achievement runs, and they are your cup of tea, feel free to like this video. It lets me know that, Dave, I want more of this stuff. And if you subscribe, don't forget to ring the bell, because otherwise your subscription means absolutely nothing. I don't make the rules, but that's the way YouTube works, sadly. If you're not aware, I've not been uploading a lot of content to my channel recently, and the reason why is I'm moving from my YouTube network onto AdSense. So there will be a period of time where I'll not be making any ad revenue. So if you do want to help me in these hard times, you can become a patron. The link is in the description below. Guys, I'll see you later. Have a good day, and look after yourself, okay? I love you. See you later.